Hey, so we'll start in just a sec. I'm going to place some bets, drink my alcoholic drink, and hopefully we make some freaking money. So let me share my screen. Let's go right here, share my screen. Okay, cool. We're all set up. So, as we've said, what we're doing on these live streams is pretty freaking straightforward. We are placing live bets using OddsJam. We are discussing some of the promos, and we're tracking our profit and loss. Profit and loss doesn't include promos, kind of like cheating, it sounds like. I realize, so I'm not going to include promos anymore. We're just going to track bets from OddsJam, positive EV, and see what happens to the profit. So we're currently up $751. All these are on the live stream. There's actually a link in the description of this video to all bets that we have open. So you can follow along. You can tail. If you would have tailed every one of my bets on these live streams from OddsJam, you'd be up, $751. And our sum of expected profit is $796. So we can go here. And you can see there's tons of bets. Wow. Lots and lots of bets. Rockets Spurs game, ripping higher. So we can go here. That total has been moving up all day. You can decide what books you want to remove. Do you want to see Circa? Do you not want to see Circa, right? Do I want to see BetMGM even though I'm limited? Maybe if I have more time in the day, right? Otherwise, maybe I don't. So I'll filter it out, and we can go here back to OddsJam, and we can look for some good bets. So the first one that, kind of stands out to me is this Rockets one. Very tight market width, only 15 cents. And you have an ARB between TwinSpires and Pinnacle, right? So even though this bet may have a little bit lower edge, the market width is super low. So we like to look for player prop bets and stuff like that have tighter market width. So we can go here. What am I doing? I want to go to this one, over 232.5, minus 115 in the Rockets Spurs game. And we can see if we can get this bet down. So over 232.5, minus 115. This is a positive EV bet. It is an ARB to Pinnacle, the sharpest sports book in the world on TwinSpires. So let's throw $250 on it. And again, if you're a bit more, if you have a smaller bankroll and you're looking to grow it, you can use this little calculator right here, which is a Kelly calculator, and tells you the optimal fraction of your bankroll you should wager. So if you're starting out sports betting, you're like, okay, I got $10,000. I went through all the OddsJam links in the YouTube description. I signed up for all those sports books because you need as many sports books as possible. More sports books, more promos, more profitable bets. You need more sports books. So click all those links below. Sign up for all those sports books. We will take you to the best possible deposit bonus, right? So you can see this is what's so amazing and also crazy about sports betting. Right? All of these sports books have these crazy deposit bonuses. Caesars, you bet $1,000, $1,001, even $1,001 free bet. So, in New York, I think they're still giving away the $3,000 deposit bonus. So click all the links below. We show you all the states these sports books are in. If you're in Colorado, you should have Betfred. They're giving away $1,500. Click all the links. We'll take you to the highest deposit bonus. Some are exclusive to OddsJam, and check them out. So we just hit this bet. Rockets Spurs over 232.5. So I selected this one over, whatever, like some of these other ones that looked a little good, like the minus 106 right here, just because the EV is a bit higher, right? So 2.93% EV. All you want to do on this plus EV page is look for where that number is, scroll over that minus 121. That's what I want to frickin' bet, opposite to the P, which is the sharpest sports book in the world. So 2.93% edge. We can scroll down here, and then we can go, boom. Again, a bit smaller edge maybe than on some of these bets, like some of the player props were about to hit. But pretty high game total, over 232.5. Rockets, Spurs, pretty high game total. But lines have been moving higher all day long. This bet has positive EV. So our expected profit margin on this bet is 733. So I'm 733 richer. Of course, this bet may win, this bet may lose, but over the course of the long run, we're going to see this sum of expected profit go up, and we'll have down days, right? Sports betting has variance. We'll have days we lose money. I'm not sure if you can see this. I'll zoom in a bit. Well, days we lose money, days we make money, but over the course of the long run, this expected profit number is going to be very close to the net profit number due to the law of large numbers. If a bet has positive EV, betting it in the long run, you are going to make money. Of course, there are certain things you should consider, such as market width, right? Like market width, we have a full-length video on. That's something to consider. As well as the fact that there are other, smart sports books out there besides Pinnacle, right? So if I click into this game, and that's really the power of the OddsJam Platinum plan, right? Is the 3 sharpest sports books in the world are Pinnacle, Bookmaker, Bet Online. OddsJam has real-time odds to every single one. Westgate is super sharp. You want to see all of these, right? So you can make the best possible betting decisions. So if a bet is positive EV, but Bookmaker and Bet Online, it doesn't look that great to, then maybe you skip it. And that's why you have the OddsJam Platinum plan, because making a few extra profitable bets per month can make all the difference. So, sometimes these player props can be pretty freaking absurd. Halliburton under 7.5 assists. So you want to be logged into all these accounts, ready to go. No idea who this guy is. He's apparently on the Celtics or whoever they're playing. We don't care. This is all math. And again, we've said this before as well, but you got to move quick. This isn't a game for the frickin' slow or the lazy, right? Over 7.5 plus 152, 16.95% edge. Insane. FanDuel's going to limit me. I've made way too much money off them. They're only going to give me 98.70. But again, we'd see this bet on the ARB page. So let me just add this in very quickly. So we just placed this bet with 98.7 or 98.70, and this was at plus 152 odds. And this is Halliburton under 7.5 assists. So Halliburton under 7.5 assists. I'll make a note so it's easier for me to grade these. In the Celtics game, I got 98.70. So I want to add it to my bet tracker. The OddsJam bet tracker is free. A lot of the features on OddsJam are 100% free, designed to help you. And our bet tracker is insanely powerful, right? So let's type in 98.7. I'll save this. I'll add it to my bet tracker, and now we're good to go. I can go here to see all of my open bets. And, what's so cool about the bet tracker is it will tell you if the bet you placed, has positive CLV or negative CLV. You want to see green as a sports bettor. Green means you beat the closing line. If you are beating the closing line consistently as a sports bettor, you're going to make a lot of money, right? We got this Herbert Jones guy, this cash. I did it on yesterday's live stream. Where are you, baby? Herbert Jones, we had a couple player prop bets on him. And we had positive CLV. That's all that matters as a sports bettor is you want to be generating positive CLV and beating the closing line as consistently as possible. Whereas you can see these 2 bets I have, Rhode Island, Richmond, they suck, right? I placed this bet at minus 110. Now the 0 vig line to Pinnacle, the sharpest sportsbook in the world, is plus 105. So maybe that's a bet, we could go to WinBet and be like, okay, let me try to cash out of this. Oh, well, the game is live now. So possibly, I'm not really sure. But so what about the Missouri game? So we can go here and you can see we got this bet on Missouri over 143 for $600 at minus 110 odds. And then if I type in Missouri here, you can see the totals at 146. So I guess Pinnacle and WinBet are pretty different. But long story short, as a sports bettor, you want to be consistently beating the closing line, right? So if I type in closing line here, kind of like anything you want to learn about in sports betting, OddsJam will have a ton of content on it. So feel free to look it up, learn about it, look up CLV, learn about the free OddsJam bet tracker, our free low holds page, right? Which is amazing for free bets. So if I go to WinBet, we can see I don't have enough to get a free bet from them. I don't think I have a free bet. No, I don't have a free bet. But anyways, let's continue to play some profitable bets. So I think that, I forgot the EV on this bet, but I think it was something insane, 16.95%. Maybe a little high, maybe a little low. But again, the point is insane value, 1673 in expected profit. This number hikes up, right? It's all about beating the closing line. So you can see right here, right? Here's an arb, right? Between Pinnacle, the sharpest sportsbook in the world, and FanDuel, right? If I had accounts on both sportsbooks, I could place a bet on both sportsbooks and earn a risk-free profit, right? I could bet on Halliburton over 15.5 as well as him under 15.5 on a different sportsbook. I would be hedged because the plus number is greater than the minus number. I could make a risk-free profit of 3.19%. So $100, 319 in profit. If a 3.19% return doesn't seem particularly great to you, you have to remember this game's at 5:30. This game starts in 30 minutes. It'll be over in 3.5 hours, and you are earning a risk-free return of 3.19%. Thus, even some of these, like the frickin' 0.25% ones, if you're able to place them and just make like $2 here and there, like that builds up, right? Sports betting is not a game where you're going to get rich quickly. It doesn't happen. It's all about seeing these gains compound and compound and compound and make you money, over the course of a month or whatever, right? So anyways, that's pretty cool. So we can go here. You can constantly refresh this page just to see new opportunities come and go. But we'll go back to the positive EV page, which is kind of the page you should live on. And here we see an insane bet, right? Murray over 9.5 assists. It's an arb between Caesars and Pinnacle. The sharpest sportsbook in the world has this roughly, even odds, right? Minus 111, minus 112. So if we go to a no vig odds calculator, minus 111, minus 112. The fair price, once you remove the juice or remove the vig from the market of Pinnacle Sportsbook, the sharpest sportsbook in the world, would be, this bet should be plus 100, right? That is the fair line for this player prop bet. But what we're getting is plus 115, which is better odds. So that's why this is a positive EV bet. So we can go here. We can go to the Rockets game, Murray over 9.5 assists. So we can scroll down. So we have another bet in the Rockets game. And, this is a great line, right? So we're going to frickin' bet on it. So we can go here. We can go to player props. And then we can go to assists. And we want to see Murray over 9.5. And I'll throw $100 on it. So let's place this bet. And again, depending on this market has, pretty standard market width, you can kind of determine how much you want to bet or not bet, right? We're not in the business at OddsJam of giving you picks and telling you how much of your own personal money you work hard to make you should be putting on a bet, right? It's all within risk tolerance. And if you're starting with a smaller bankroll, definitely use, look into the Kelly criterion, the Kelly calculator, since that's kind of the industry standard for gambling in terms of bankroll management. So it's really useful as well, just having this Kelly calculator and seeing this bet is good enough that you should bet 6.32% of your bankroll on it. So you have a $1,000 bankroll, right? You get the point. You should bet $63 on it. So this bet has 7.27% EV. So we can go back down here. And then this bet has 7.27. So I'm going to make a note to do that first. Then we have Murray over 9.5 assists in the Rockets game. Rockets Spurs. So now we have another bet for today. And again, this is why I love sports betting, right? I'm placing a bunch of mathematically profitable bets where I have the edge as a sports bettor. And then, you get to sit back, watch the same games that you were already betting on. If you're, a losing sports bettor, you're looking to become more profitable, you're going to watch the same games, except you're getting better odds, right? Everything is about the odds. And everything is about having multiple sports books, which is why you need to go through the YouTube description, click every link, sign up for every sports book in your state. If you didn't have Caesars, you couldn't have placed this insanely profitable bet, right? It's really that simple. FanDuel doesn't have plus 115 on this, right? It's Caesars only is giving you the best price. And the difference, right, between a winning sports bettor and a losing sports bettor, it's not like losing sports bettors lose every bet. No, they just, win 47-ish% of the time or whatever and lose 53% of the time. Whereas for a winning sports bettor, it's the opposite. They win 53% of the time and lose 47% of the time, right? I lose a ton of bets, right? Everybody does, right? And everyone makes bets or wins bets, even if they're the squarest bettors in the world, right? Imagine just flipping a coin and being like, oh, it's going to show up heads. It doesn't mean you're smart for predicting it's heads. It means you got lucky, right? And gambling with an edge is all about identifying value in the odds, like this plus 115 on Caesars. So Murray over 9.5 assists, we got him plus 115, and we threw $100 on that. So that's a sharp player prop bet. Now we have a fun player prop bet sweat. So that's 727 in expected profit, right? So just this number, 7.27% is our expected profit margin. We bet $100. So 7.27 in EV is what we just earned. So this EV number will go up. And again, this bet may win, it may lose, but over the course of the long run, we are going to make money. That is positive EV betting. So we can continue to go through, see if there's any good bets out there. This Halliburton one, we already bet it. Like we bet this. What did we bet this? Oh no, this is player points. What did we bet? No, we bet on his assist market. So now it looks like, for some reason, lines are moving against him. Everything's moving lower. And there's some value on FanDuel again on the under in his total points, right? So maybe let's double down on Halliburton. So if we go to NBA, then I got to figure out what team this guy plays for. Apparently he plays for the Celtics or the Kings. And we can go here. And it's like, I don't care what team he plays for. All I care about is the number, right? The odds that I am getting, because that's all that matters in the long run. The people making money sports betting aren't these, square freaking handicappers giving out their plays on, Twitter, just like Lakers money line. Lakers are a lock. LeBron, was looking good in warm-ups. Those people never make money, right? Nobody. They don't make money. Everything is about the odds you're getting and getting better odds and making sure you're getting the best number. So, even when you're winning and losing, particular bets in a day, like you typically see your net profit go up. So what did we want to bet? Under 15.5 points. And it looks like it moved down to plus 130, which still looks pretty good. Not as high as 9.4% EV, but hey, not bad. So we'll throw $100 on this. Halliburton under 9.5. You can see on OddsJam it's plus 132. Now it's down to plus 100. Like, I can take that. Or sorry, down to plus 130. Definitely not down to plus 100. I wouldn't take this. So now we have Halliburton under 15.5 points. And this is in the Celtics game as well. It's fine if that's capitalized. We bet this plus 130. The EV, I'm not going to go through the exact calculation, although we do have an expected value calculator. So you can see the market on Pinnacle is minus 126, plus 101. So plus 130 is an arb to Pinnacle. The plus number is greater than the minus number, and these are equal and opposite outcomes. So if I had accounts at Pinnacle, I could arb this bet and make a risk-free profit. Of course, I don't have an account at Pinnacle, the sharpest sportsbook in the world, because it's not located in the U.S., right? They're an offshore book that takes tons and tons of sharp action from all around, the world, aside from the United States, which is why they're the indication of what you should be betting, right? So the market on Pin is minus 126, plus 101 right here. And you can see, plus 112.06 is the fair price, right? And we're getting plus 130, which is beats that right here, that no vig odds plus 112.06, right? All a no vig odds calculator does is just removes the vig from the market, takes a midpoint of the market, right? It's like, me being like, yo, I'll buy this candy from you for $1. I'll sell it to you for $2. And you just being like, oh, you must think this piece of candy is worth $150. It's like, yeah, I guess. That's a decent example. But all we're doing is taking the midpoint to find an estimate of the zero vig or fair line, the zero juice line, the true odds, right? Often called the true odds. So long story short, our bet has a win percentage of 47.16%. And we bet $100 at plus 130 with a 47.16% win probability. So OddsJam has a ton of calculators, and you can see that the EV of our bet, and that's definitely supposed to be 47.16, is 8.47%, right? So the EV compared to 132 looks like it went down by about 1%. So we bet 100 on this. We have another sharp, profitable player prop bet. And again, you got to move quick to get in on these, right? That earlier assist play that we showed, it's not there anymore, right? So we could go through all day long and do some research into these markets, look into them. Again, if you have more time, like it's very useful to have the platinum plan because, like, for example, in this Bruins Avs game, it's like, oh, Pins at plus 100. We're getting plus 110 on Twin Spires, which is plus EV, right? It's plus EV to Pinnacle, as well as almost an arb to Bet Online, which is arguably, the third sharpest sportsbook in the world, second, third, maybe a bit below that, whatever, depends on how you want to categorize it. And it also looks fantastic to bookmaker, right? So that's really the power of having the platinum plan. Is if you're a serious bettor and you're really digging into bets and doing research on bets, and you're not just using the OddsJam plus EV page to kind of scroll through and find some good bets for the night, you need to see as much data as possible, right? The crazy thing about the sports betting market is all of these sportsbooks have different odds, right? Every single sportsbook has different odds. We go here, you go to Moneyline, all these sportsbooks are giving you different numbers on, the Bruins money line, right? Well, Caesars and DraftKings and WynnBET are the same, but you get the point. So you always need to be getting the best number. Like, why on earth would you ever bet on the Bruins betting 100 to win 150 if you could literally click one tab over to Twin Spires and bet 100 to win 159? It makes no sense. So we can also go over promos on FanDuel very briefly. We have a full-length blog article on the specific promo. So we'll go here, and then we can type in parlay insurance here. And this parlay insurance promo on FanDuel, they have it for college basketball and NHL. And it's super profitable, right? Like, you should take advantage of it. So, and all the math is explained in there, and I'm trying not to repeat myself, but you can see here's what we went with for the NHL. FanDuel offers this promo a lot. The EV is pretty high. We've gone through the math in that article, so check it out. And then we also have a college basketball. Where are you, baby? So we also have a college basketball play. So I have Illinois, they're up 15-9. We'll see how that works out. I have Cincinnati, they're up 11-10. If one leg loses, I get my money back, right? So pretty cool promo. So again, what are the different tools at OddsJam? Well, I guess the first one is live betting. Live betting is very stressful, but it's a lot more rewarding if you can be fast, right? So if you're a serious sports bettor looking for serious profits, you should be getting the OddsJam live odds, right? Like, it's incredibly useful as a sports bettor because a lot of good bets happen during the game. But if we turn this off, under 226.5, nets, look how tight that market width is, right? Like 15 cents, absolutely insane. Lines are ripping lower. So let's go here. And then we want to go to the Nets game. The Nets game, whoa, under 226.5 looks absolutely insane. Let's go to basketball. We'll go to the Nets game, under 226.5, and let's just throw 500 on it. Shit, it logged me out. So let me stop sharing my screen for a sec. I can log back in. Absolutely incredible bet with a high EV, a high profit margin. So we'll go here. Go, baby, go. And then what we can do is we can log back in. Okay, nope, not what I meant to do. So I'll share my screen again. And now we have this bet placed under 226.5 in the Lakers Nets game, $500 minus 110 odds. You can see, like, this is why OddsJam is so valuable, right? You can catch the steam movements ahead of time because the sharp sports books like Pin move well before a lot of the other books. So we just picked up an amazing bet on WynnBET minus 110 on this game. So this is Nets, Lakers under 226.5. This was at minus 110 odds. We bet $500. The profit margin of this bet is 6.22%, very tight market width. So this is a bet we're really happy with, right? And that's really the power of OddsJam, right? When line movement happens, which is all that matters, it's all you should freaking care about as a sports bettor is what's happening to the lines, because it's what sharp action is doing when players get injured. All you care about is the current odds, right? And whether your bet was a good decision at the time. And, you can see this bet was obviously a pretty incredible bet. So let me log back into Twin Spires very briefly as well, just so I have all my accounts open. And then Sportsbook's always signing me out. So we went through the 2 promos on FanDuel, so that's good. I covered that. We went through some plus EV bets. We hit them. I showed that, yeah, I'm making money and you should have tailed me. And if you would have tailed me, you'd be up $750. So that's exciting. And, we have some player props. We have some mainline markets, a bunch of good bets out there. That bet on WinBet's insane. Last player prop I'm going to take, Kevin Porter, pretty tight market width. It's an arb between Pinnacle and WinBet. We know one sportsbook has to be wrong. So over 14.5, Rocket Spurs seems like a freaking insane bet. So we can go here, Rocket Spurs, and then we can go to player props, and then we can go to who are we looking at? My brain's been a little fuzzy. So this already moved to minus 125. So you can see, you're not always going to get in on every bet. This just moved to minus 125. It's just not possible to get in on every single good bet that pops up, right? So as a sports bettor, you just need to be checking OddsJam as frequently as possible. Like sharp action is always coming in, moving lines. There's always players getting injured. There's always, whatever, weather changes in the NFL causing line movement. The more you're using OddsJam, the more successful you're going to be as a sports bettor. It's like anything in life. You can't look at OddsJam 2 minutes before an NFL game and get these super amazing NFL bets necessarily. These lines fluctuate throughout the week. Good odds come up at certain times, and you're either there to bet them or you're not, right? So this really is a time game. There are users who use OddsJam, who spend like 3 hours on average on the site for the past few months, right? It's absolutely insane on average. Like it's a freaking, movie or something, but it's fun. You're making money sports betting. You get good sweats on. So it's good. I think this we already bet on yesterday. Last one, we can place one more player prop, right? So we have an arb between Caesars and Pinnacle on this player prop, plus 100 on Caesars, Keldon Johnson over 1.5 assists, right? So this bet has, just look at the percentage, plus 100 is good. It's an arb to this P logo, 4.21%. So we can go here. Did this just log me out? Oh my God. No, they didn't. So Keldon Johnson over 1.5 assists in the Rockets game. So go over to player props. Like you want to know how to navigate these books. Can't be slow. Slow pokes don't get anything. So we can go here, Keldon Johnson over 1.5 assists, and I'll throw $100 on it. Some of these weirder player props, I just personally play them a bit smaller. Keldon Johnson over 1.5 assists. And then we can go here. And then we have 4.21%. So no, that's player assists, 4.21%. So what we have here is 0.0421%. We bet $100 on it. So now we have, 4 mathematically profitable positive EV bets placed today. Or actually, we have 6. I apologize. We have these 6 we placed today. It's like we're forming our own little hedge fund, right? As a sports bettor, we're placing a bunch of mathematically profitable bets. We'll see what happens with the profit, right? Will it go up? Will it go down? So, anyways, that's kind of what we have for today. OddsJam, positive EV betting, Doug McDermott over 12.5 points. WinBet looks pretty good. Houston Rockets versus the Spurs. We could place this bet actually. Might as well place one more while I'm on here, but I could sit here all day like I'll probably do, like I'm going to do all night, and place some more bets, watch the profit continue to go higher. So we're going to go to the Rocket Spurs game. Then we want to go to player props real quick. I want to move quick. And then I want to go to Doug McDermott over 12.5. They're already down to minus 105, right? So still maybe a little good to minus 105, but I'm going to skip it. UFC fight, Jared, don't know how to pronounce his last name, but you can see we have a bunch of plus EV bets already placed on FanDuel, some for the UFC, not necessarily from during the live streams. I may have given out the plays on TikTok or whatever, like I do with a lot of them. So check us out there as well, or YouTube shorts. So we can go to this Vandera guy, plus 168. Looks like some pretty good value. If we click into this matchup, DraftKings only giving you plus 155, Caesars, Pins only plus 150. Seems like there's some good value in this Jared guy. Lines have been moving towards him. I think I bet him on another sportsbook at like plus 180. But anyways, FanDuel's going to limit me to 148.80. So I'm like, okay, let me get that bet down. And then I'll go here in 3.44% edge, right, on this UFC bet, and I'll add it to my bet tracker. And again, you want to add things to your bet tracker because if your bet no longer looks good to the closing, oh my God, I'm not sharing my screen. Whew. I don't even know when that happened, but we just placed this bet. Here it was on the plus EV page, Vandera plus 168. Absolutely insane. My brain's been out of it the past few days, but Vandera plus 168, 148.80. So I add it to my bet tracker right here, 148.8. And Keldon Johnson, I'm not sure what else I didn't show now. So we have Keldon Johnson over 1.5 assists. I hit that for 100. This bet we looked at, WinBet had already moved down to minus 105. And then we got the Nets game under 216 or something like that. Nope. So under 226.5 in the Nets game. So, you know, we had the Pelicans yesterday. I don't know if that was in a live stream or if that was for YouTube Shorts, but whatever. I'm just, obviously on these live streams, I'm just going to be tracking profit and loss from the live streams. I'm not sure if I didn't show any of these other bets or how long it hasn't been showing, but we have Halliburton, whatever. So I think I'm going to stop there. Those are the bets we have for today. I feel like I just placed a bet. Yeah. So this Vandera guy plus 168. So we'll go here, and then I want to type in, Vandera money line, UFC, and I'll add the date this settled so it's easier for me to grade. And this bet's on 212, 212. We bet him at plus 168 odds, 148.80. So 148.80 is what we bet. And the EV percentage is, so we'll look at him before I refresh, 3.44%, which means we just gained, whatever, like roughly $5 in expected profit. All of these numbers, your goal is all your bets, right, have an expected profit margin that is positive. That is called plus EV betting, or betting with a mathematical edge over the sportsbook, right? So I hope you found this video helpful, kind of short, but the whole goal, just play some profitable bets every day. This sheet, the link is in the description of this YouTube video. So check it out. All the live bets we placed live on the live streams. If you would have tailed everything up to this point, you'd be up $751. We have a bunch of bets open today that were all positive EV from OddsJam positive EV. So let's see if they, work out. I'm going to go back to just sitting here and placing bets on my own. Like this bet looks incredible, right? So nearly an ARB to bet online, one of the sharpest sports books out there. Look, it's positive EV to pin. Like, just seems like an absolutely incredible bet, and you can keep going down. So yeah, I hope you found this video helpful. Any questions you have, reach out to us at OddsJam, contact@oddsjam.com. And again, the most important thing is to make this successful, you need as many sportsbook accounts as possible. So go through all the links below. Click every one, sign up for all the sportsbooks in your state. We're going to send you to the best deposit bonus offer, right? So if I go to WinBet, or I'm not sure if it's, for TwinSpires, it's like a $1,000 risk-free bet. For Caesars, it's an $1,000 bet match, like tons and tons of value just in the sign-up bonuses. So click the links below. We'll direct you to the best ones in your state. You can sign up for more sportsbooks. More sportsbooks means more promos, right? We went over this FanDuel parlay insurance for today. More books, more promos, more ARBs, more positive EV bets, more sign-up bonuses. Like, you need multiple books to be successful as a sports bettor. It's never going to happen with one book. So that's all I got for today. Thanks so much for your time.